peoples. On this mountain he will destroy the veil that veils all peoples, the web that is woven over all nations. He will destroy death forever. The Lord God will wipe away the tears from all faces. The reproach of his people he will remove from the whole earth, for the Lord has spoken. On that day it will be said, Behold our God, to whom we looked to save us. This is the Lord, for whom we looked. Let us rejoice and be glad that he has saved us. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Hindi ako prepared magsalita. Dahil alam ko hindi nangyari sa akin. Pero meron akong backup. Ang backup ko yung anak ko. I'll call my eldest to speak for my family.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Elisa, Lola Celia's eldest grandchild. When I think of my grandmother, Lola Celia, I remember her as a woman full of life, joy, and laughter. Her laughter was one of the most shining characteristics because I'm sure many of you will remember she had a very memorable laugh. My earliest memories of Lola always include her singing Wind Beneath My Wings, Stop in the Name of Love, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow were some of her greatest hits. She sang confidently and with passion at home, at church, and with her friends and family. She didn't care if she was out of tune. She shared her love of music with everyone, just like her love for life. These are the memories that many of us will have in common with Lola Celia, and these memories, I'm sure, are what she would want to be remembered by. Most people who knew her were surprised to hear of Lola's cancer, even more so by her sudden passing. When we hear the word cancer, many of us think of a long and painful journey. Lola's battle with cancer was short-lived, and while we are saddened by this loss, my family and I are so thankful that she did not suffer for long. Further still, I'm grateful to have spent so much time with her during the last chapter of her life. The last few weeks of Lola's life were surrounded by her children and her grandchildren. The hospital staff must have thought she was a celebrity because of how many of us that filled the room when we visited her. And while Lola would not want us to remember her for when she was sick, the best example she left us was her strength. And the truth of her strength showed in her final hours. She faced her sickness with unparalleled hope and faith in God's plan for her. I will always remember the first time Lola received my cousins and I at the hospital. We were saddened by the news of her illness, and we cried at her bedside. But true to her strength, she smiled and said to us, "Don't cry, I'm not dead yet." Lola may be gone now, but her lessons in strength and love for her family and her selflessness in consoling us when she was the one suffering will always stick with me. Thank you, Lola. In closing, I would like to quote the author of Winnie the Pooh, A.E. Milne. "How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." Goodbye, Lola. Rest in peace.
I'm Hannah. I have some words to share with everyone today. Thank you, Lola, for our time spent together. During one of our visits to the hospital, you expressed your love to all your grandchildren, and I remember how much you were smiling. I felt a lot of love and warmth that day, and it was one of the moments I'll cherish forever, along with the memory of you teaching me and singing along the song of Mr. DJ by Sharon Canta. Even if our time together was short, I was happy to share it with you. Thank you, Lola. I love you.
Hello everybody, my name is Gilor and I'm Lola Celia's second eldest grandchild. So, I like to remember the happy things with my grandmother. One of the first moments that I've ever had with her and what I'll remember every time is when I would wake up, I'd walk over to her house. I was 2 years old at the time. And I'd go up and she would make me my favorite noodles, pancit canton. She would make that for me every morning. Whenever I'd ask, I'd go to her house. I would wake up, go up to her house and ask her if she can make it for me. She would make it with my grandfather too. And that's something I'll always remember from Lola.